Really? really thought these were the right overdose called French fries. Man, every single
Okay, I'm literally charging my phone.
I'm really trying to cash in off this story here.
Because I was at my friend's house.
They weren't even cold, actually.
Oh my god, it's so cute. My friend gave me this. It's adorable.
They weren't even like ice cold.
I got an octopus and she got the picky picky.
You could have just asked for a warm batch. I don't know. Apparently they got into a little argument or something. Owner was cussing at him, and I guess it got out of hand.
I have some new friends. I mean, I got new friends that are like... I literally need to be ready for tomorrow because I have a birthday party tomorrow.
We'll have to read the case files when they're released. How do you tell trash fries from normal fries at BK, though? You don't. They must have seen it. And I believe it was actually called in by somebody who watched her do it. So you had to visually see it. You'd never taste the difference at BK. The worst crime ever. It's definitely got to be up there. What is the minimum sentence for malicious food tampering? Hold on, I'm gonna see. Okay, maximum is 10 years.
I think what I'm gonna do...
That's assuming there was no injuries.
Let me see what the schedule is, because I gotta check it out.
Knowing you ate from the Burger King trash can. Eating from a trash can's bad. Eating from a Burger King
it's
trash
foggy.
Can, that's like biting into like raw plutonium. You're really rolling the dice. That's gotta be the most radioactive fucking
I gotta
trash
do
can
the
ever.
froggy.
The dumpster behind Burger King, good lord, filled with fucking gamma radiation. Though in Texas it could be up to
I gotta do this again because I always upload it tomorrow and I have to like upload it today, but I'll do it tomorrow. I can't roleplay today because my throat hurts from all the roleplay I did with my friend.
Fucking binoculars out there with like a stakeout waiting. Operation Special Toppings.
And I'm just like, ow.
Employees. Oh wow. How deep does it go? Oh, accused of using restaurant to make drug deals.
Oh yeah, I have to reschedule my stream tomorrow. I think I'm gonna probably do it on Sunday on Twitch. Because tomorrow I have to...
How many of you are familiar with this story? This was called the Cookie Monster back in 2008. 2 girls that steal from the Girl Scouts. It's actually kind of deep. Like, it gets wild. I won't spoil the ending or anything, but it gets kind of silly. And I'd never heard of this before, but I guess it was a big deal.
I'll put it right here. Oh my god, the octopus is so cute. I love it. I love this little octopus.
An envelope with money in it, and I grabbed it, and she drove away.
That's free money, baby.
Why did you do it? Because we needed money. We just wanted money. What did you do?
I think the Girl Scouts should be traveling with like a safe, like a lockbox maybe, and armed security guards. Because this is not the first time I've heard of them being robbed. It seems like that's kind of common. Like they set up their Girl Scout cookie stands outside of Walmart or Publix or something, and then someone just comes by and just fucking mine.
What if the people would say, all right, you know, it's one thing to steal money, it's another thing to do it from a 9-year-old girl selling Girl Scout cookies. I mean, money's money.
It's
I feel
so
bad. It was a
cute.
9-year-old girl, but there was $150 in that envelope, and I wanted that money, and it was mine.
How brutally honest. Like an actual comic book villain. Out here teaching life lessons. $150 easy payday. The only problem was we got caught. And I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling grocery store security cameras.
I just want to say that I'm sorry.
Ronnie!
Offending the Girl Scout organization, but other than that, that's it.
I like the word offending there.
Oh my gosh.
As if that was the problem, like she insulted them and they took it personally or something. Instead of, I apologize for stealing from the Girl Scout organization. I'm sorry for hurting their feelings. So pretty smart.
Where is...
But she's not the star of the show. This was mainly
Yes, I want this one.
the sidekick, the
Because
Robin
that
to the
way I
real
could show
Batman,
Shadow,
Stephanie
Sonic, and
Woods.
Silver.
Some people might say
You'll see her in just a minute.
This is probably going to be like a short video
it's
because
not her money.
I mean, it is.
Girl was selling it, but it's not like she was gonna make that money, so it doesn't really bother me. The only thing that bothers me is my charges.
Those neurons are not firing.
What was the other crime that you had been charged with? Domestic battery.
oh my god.
There she is. The protagonist.
But it's a crime. I know it's a crime, but it was an easy crime. It was easy.
True.
Right there. I mean,
literally taking
Thank you
candy
for
from
the
a baby.
likes.
Like you just
Thank
stealing from a
you.
9-year-old. Like what are they gonna do?
Thank
Put up a fight?
you.
No, sir. Well, who's a 9-year-old gonna beat? Not an adult. No shot. Like,
I'm so
that's
happy.
That's easy crime.
I like,
She's not,
you know
not
what
wrong,
I
and
like?
she's making
I
a
like to
great
see
point.
how people
What a
smile
fucking
and they
maniac.
smile back at you. That's what I like.
what was
I
the-
like
what's the
kindness.
that
Kindness
you
is
can go on?
really, really
Probably not to get caught.
powerful
maybe
word.
not steal.
And I like how people
I mean, do you have any
smile.
remorse about stealing from a 9-year-old girl? Right now, no, because I'm kind of pissed because I have charges and we need to give the money back anyway. So
Yeah.
Sometimes when
Net
people
loss.
can't smile back,
Some people might say it's.
maybe it's
really-
comes.
I don't have-
Maybe
I don't
it's
feel
because
sad for
sometimes
that
they're
little
having
girl.
a
I mean,
bad
she's getting
day.
a lot of money right now from people who feel bad for her.
Is she in the same parking lot? I just noticed she like pointed over there. Are they still selling cookies? Like once this camera comes off, Stephanie Woods might just make her way over there, just meander over and steal a couple extra envelopes of
Excuse
cash
me.
from the Girl Scouts.
I'm drinking water.
Lightning striking twice in the same place. After this,
Because
a few years
I
later,
didn't even drink
she got
anything.
arrested again.
Excuse
Still
me.
can't get the Cookie Monster name, by the way. It's what she's forever known for. And sentenced to 6.5 years in
Ew.
prison.
Ew.
Not from stealing
Ew.
from Girl
Show
Scouts
them,
this
girl.
time.
Yeah.
That was just her gateway drug to a harder drug, heroin. So, yeah,
Does it speak
A
or does
pretty
it just bouncing?
expected
Ew.
conclusion, if I'm being honest. You know, this is something that a lot of people saw
Excuse
coming.
me.
But she must have hired Saul Goodman. Initially, she was
Excuse
facing
me.
9.5 years. But she
Ah,
took a plea deal. So
burp.
it worked out for her. 6 years.
Oh my God, get in
rent-free,
there.
True, she won't need to worry about gas money in jail. She's out of jail now, though. This was 2014, and she served 6.5 years, assuming she did the whole sentence. Like, she's out.
Ew. Ew.
So if your daughter's in
Ew,
the Girl
show
Scouts,
them,
tell her to
girl,
sleep with one eye
yeah.
open,
Boom,
because
boom,
Stephanie Woods
bow,
could be right around
bow,
the
bow,
corner.
bow,
She's like a
bow, bow,
boogeyman.
bow, bow, bow.
Being smart
What the-
has drawbacks.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, listening to her speak. Like, damn, she's
so
quite intelligent.
cute.
One of those true criminal genius
I
masterminds.
love you.
A victim of her own hubris, unfortunately. What happened to the other girl? I don't know who the other girl was.
I know.
Stephanie Woods was really the star. I don't know shit about the other girl. I couldn't find any info on her. Maybe someone in chat knows, for someone that's a little more familiar with the story than I am. In 2009, she was also arrested for robbery and kidnapping. Pleaded guilty. Man, that guy was steal money from the Girl Scouts one time, then all of a sudden you're shooting
Oh,
up
gosh.
heroin in the bathtub and kidnapping kids and robbing other places. She stole like $400 from a gas station as well. Girl Scouts set her up. Oh yeah, maybe this was entrapment. Like the Girl Scouts deliberately left an envelope with like $150 like sneaking out of it on the side of the table, and they all turned around in order to catch some would-be thieves. You might be onto something. That's how they got my uncle. Fun fact, they also dined and dashed at Denny's 3 weeks earlier. The vid on it is called Girl Scout Cookie Money Theft. Okay, I'm gonna see that.
All I can say is that I'm really sorry.
Stephanie Woods seems contrite, claiming she's been turned into a cookie money monster. The 18-year-old convicted just days ago.
It's the Cookie Monster.
They brought the Girl Scout in to testify.
Ew.
Yeah, that's the bitch
Ew.
that stole our money.
Ew. Show them,
That
girl.
fucking
Yeah.
heartless
Boom,
fiend.
boom,
Yeah,
bow,
that's her.
bow.
I
Bow, bow,
recognize
bow, bow,
her.
bow, bow, bow.
Put her in the slammer.
Even though I think
Here,
it'd
I'll
be
show you the
unfair
plushie that
if I
my
got to
friend,
choose.
my bestie gave
What
me.
do you mean?
This is what she gave me. A cute, fluffy. It bounced. It's like a ball, a tennis ball. And it's adorable. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. Oh, I'm charging my phone.
Hey, Stephanie, come on. Hey,
It's so cute. Oh my god, it's so fluffy. Fluffy, fluffy.
So what can I say?
Thus, an attitude.
Is she like going somewhere?
Oh, there's still more.
It's the Girl Scout cookie thief like you've never seen her before. Crying.
Damn, she's a celebrity.
After the judge throws the book at her.
An out-of-control drug user and sent her away to get her life back on track. She will have up to 2 years to do just that.
Holy shit.
Stephanie
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, so she was sentenced even before the 6.5 years? Wait, did I just miss that in the article? So she just bounces from prison to prison. So she had a 3.5-year sentence before the 6.5? There's still more?
From juvenile detention to the county jail, more punishment for Stephanie Woods, the so-called Girl Scout cookie cash thief.
Another
Oh my
sentence for
god.
Stephanie Woods.
I'm adding an extra year because I just hate the letters from your fans.
Woods into custody and into drug treatment, but Judge Cohen says it should stay, and he gives Stephanie 3 days in jail as a deterrent.
The judge, I think, did the right thing. I really do.
Damn, what a story.
Hi, Lucy.
Yeah, that shit is deep. All starting from stealing cookies from like the or stealing money from the Girl Scouts. Wild. Crazy how it all ended up. Well, I guess not really crazy. Kind of expected. I really do wonder what her friend's doing. I wonder if she also had this kind of trajectory. She was given 2 years of probation for the drugs, after which she committed 10 probation offenses, including violating curfew, hanging with criminals, lying to a probation officer, giving an officer a fake ID, not doing community service, and stealing $400 from a gas station. Allegedly. That also could be a false flag operation from the Girl Scouts. We don't know for sure yet. You know that wild feeling where
Damn
you
it.
take notice of
I
something
should've
and
just
then you
stayed.
start seeing it everywhere soon after? For example, you're driving around on the road and your little peepers catch a glimpse of a unique blue car and you're like, man, that's a really interesting color for a car. I don't see that very often anymore.
Show
And you
them,
drive
girl.
up the road and then all of a sudden there's like 8 blue cars that come out of nowhere, it seems, and it's like, damn, now I'm trapped in an alternate dimension where there's only blue cars. How did this happen? I just saw one for the first time in a long time, a block ago. There's actually a word for that. It's called the frequency illusion, or the Bader-Meinhof
Boy,
phenomenon.
can you even
I think
make
that's how you
a
pronounce it. I
small
may have absolutely
voice?
butchered it. I couldn't tell you. But basically, what it is
Excuse
a cognitive bias where when you notice something for the first time, you start to notice it a lot thereafter. It kind of just puts that in your noodle, and you become more perceptive and aware of it, and it makes it seem like all of a sudden it's more common than it is. I can still remember the first time I remember this happening to me. I was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I saw a really rare vehicle that I don't think I'd ever seen before. So I did everything in my power to acquire it, and I finally do through blood, sweat,
What
tears,
I'm gonna
elbow
do
grease,
is
and my
probably like
little child brain was blown by how
I
cool
don't know
felt
if
with
I
this new
should
vehicle.
like
And then as I'm driving away, there's like 8 more of those bitches driving in the opposite direction, and I was stunned. Now, maybe it was a game mechanic I never even bothered to check, but I think more likely than not, it was just an example of this frequency illusion. Point is, the reason I'm mentioning this, I just covering that forklift ATM heist from like 2 days ago, and now all of a sudden I've been inundated with stories that are popping up about like heavy machinery robberies, and I feel like this just has to be another example of the frequency illusion, because there's no way that this is a very common crime. There is no way that there's some kind of mind plague that's infecting people's brains, making them believe that stealing excavators, forklifts, front-end loaders, garbage trucks, in order to commit crimes with them is a good idea that will somehow work. Like, there's just no way that it's that common. It has to be, I'm more perceptive of it now. But to argue against myself, I don't think there ever would have been a time where my eyes would just glaze past a headline that talks about a guy stealing a front-end loader and stealing motorcycles with a fucking front-end loader. Like, I feel like I would have always been aware of that. So maybe this is just becoming like the new crime meta. Just stealing like machinery you'd find at some kind of mining operation and using that to commit crime across the city with. I don't know. This shit is wacky. Let me go ahead and show you this front-end loader robbery and subsequent low-speed pursuit. This is actually some wild work on the GTA right now.
Why would you say that?
I feel like you could have accomplished the same thing with just a brick. Like, I don't even think you needed to steal the front-end loader, to be honest. Like, it was probably a lot more difficult to find this vehicle than it would be to just find, like, a big rock. Oh, wait. I see. Now I see what the plan was. Wait, this guy's galaxy brain. This is an incredible scheme. He got the Christmas presents. I mean, he's kind of busting up the bikes on the way home here. He's not doing a great job of securing the package. I was legitimately stunned by the depth of this plan having more layers to it than just take big vehicle, crash into building, and then go in and take the booty and call it a night. This guy pre-planned this for what I imagine must have been months. He not only found a front-end loader that was primed for the pick-in, but then he also went into the building with ratchet straps,
you know what?
And put them together as if it was like fucking grapes on a vine. And then had the perfect attachment for the front-end loader, the hook, in order to actually carry away the bikes on it. Like, there was a lot more than I would have expected here. Like, Jesus Christ, I was half expecting the front-end loader to turn into a goddamn Decepticon committing a crime. This was a shocking revelation. And, of course, the subsequent chase afterwards is where everything went tits up. He clearly only planned the first part and not the second part. I don't know how he thought he could make some kind of inconspicuous getaway with a fucking rogue front-end loader with two motorbikes dangling off of it like truck nuts. Like, there was no world where that wouldn't tip off the authorities. And this is not exactly the optimal getaway vehicle. So you can see the vehicle's not really zooming around too quickly and the bikes are banging against each other. I also couldn't help but giggle at the officer telling him to put it down like it's a child who's got a cookie he wasn't supposed to have before eating his vegetables. Like, brother, this man stole a front-end loader. You think he's just going to give up that easily? No, he is committed to this for the long haul. Oh, he already dropped them, but oh boy. Oh boy. This vehicle's not fast enough for this kind of engagement. And he shed the entire front battering ram. Oh god. I don't know how he gets out of this one. Unless his friend stole a helicopter and then gets like a giant magnet to airlift him out. I don't think there's any way he actually gets out of this situation.
I survived.
This is a very interesting chase. We left the roads and now we're in God's country. Oh my god. Wait, the officer's on the tracks too. Wait, this officer action here is about it. This man's like, it's finally my chance. I didn't think I'd ever get to do this. We're gonna need a good Samaritan to pull him over and like an equally strong front loader. Fight fire with fire. Oh boy. We're on foot now. He's naked.
Good boy, mate. Good boy. It's okay. Ronnie deserves it.
He tried to throw off the dog's scent by getting nude. Well, that was a pretty cool chase. That was one of the more interesting ones I've seen in a while. Should have found a skunk and got sprayed. Ukraine is huge. That's such a good idea. Yeah, he could have hidden his scent if he had just subjected himself to the skunk smell. But then he still would have needed to find a really good hiding place where they wouldn't find him. Instead of throwing your clothes away, just dress up as a deer. I don't know. If you're going to try and disguise yourself, I think you actually have a better chance of disguising yourself as a cop. Like, imagine he gets out of the front loader, runs into the forest, and he has like a cop uniform waiting for him, complete with like flashlight and everything and service pistol, and he's like just looking around and just talking with the boys. Like, he'd probably get further with that approach. They finally caught him, but this man was operating on like demon mode here. He hatched a nefarious plot with the front end loader, and he tried to see it through, but he didn't quite have what it takes. I still can't believe that he had the chutzpah to steal a front end loader, get the proper like hook attachment for it, get the ratchet straps, and set up the motorbikes in a way that they can be lifted out with the front end loader and hook. But he didn't plan the most obvious part, which would be, how the fuck do you get away? He had no plan for that. All he did was start just driving down public roads and then was like shocked that the cops somehow got on his tail. I don't understand. And this is like, as I mentioned in the very beginning, this feels like it's being more common with stealing things like excavators and forklifts and all that to commit wild crime. Like, it feels like it's being more common, but again, this could just be an example of the frequency illusion. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, it's always wild when that happens. Jinkies. It is always such an adventure to watch that. But anyway, yeah, that's really about it. Yeah. I'm confident that a large number of you watching this video have been the victims of porch pirates or package thieves at some point in your life. It's becoming an ever-increasing crime that's more common than jaywalking at this point. Now, as the video title is already spoiled for you, yes, we were recently the victims of porch pirates, and we've got some nice 4K footage compliments of the Ring doorbell that caught them in the act. And I just really want to talk about this because it is so frustrating that this keeps happening. And what's even more frustrating is just how bubbly she is while stealing our shit. She looks directly at the Ring doorbell and basically just smiles at us, just stares all the way through our soul. Because she
I need a
knows she's going to
cigarette.
get away with
No, I'm
it,
just
and
kidding.
she
I don't
has.
smoke.
They
I'm
aren't
just
really able to
kidding.
do
I
that.
don't
Authorities
smoke.
can't fucking track her down just by knowing what she looks like. There's even a game
I
of
don't.
Guess Who.
Okay,
So
hold
here
on.
Well, the cops are a little late. Oh, you can see somewhere else. Bro, this cameraman's getting so much action in one night. Send the cameraman in to negotiate.
It's an assault.
Why is he hiding behind a gas pump? You never know what the shoplifting guy's capable of. He might start tossing Molotov cocktails out of the chimney or something. He's unpredictable. Is there even anyone in there? The shop owner looks very calm. And he's just jogging around, hanging out. What is happening? I thought he had taken hostages. He dressed up as the storekeeper. Yeah, like hitman disguise. He knocked out the storekeeper and put on his disguise. Well, where the fuck is he? Is there even anyone in there at this point? They got the wrong address. They meant to go to the Target. Oh, this is fun. Everyone here is having a good time. He flushed himself down the toilet. He's already getting trained by Master Splinter in the sewers now, yeah. He's gonna come out an even stronger shoplifter. There he is! I see him! That's the guy! Run back to the Target. You're safe there. Jesus, they got a helicopter out here for a shoplifter? Shit must be boring as fuck in Sherman Oaks. Finally, some action. I don't care if you only stole 5 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Call everyone. Get them all out there. Hello and welcome back to the People I Don't Like Corner. Today we have a special repeat guest joining us for the launch of the new season here, Phidias. You might remember Phidias from this iconic YouTube classic where he went to the world's poorest country and tried to turn it into some kind of spectacle. This is actually the original thumbnail from Pyrocynical's video. After the backlash, though, he changed it to his current one, which is this. The video is, I spent 100 hours in the world's poorest country, and basically it boils down to him going, whoa, look at all these poor people. Glad I'm not poor. That's kind of the entire vibe of the video. He tries to put some kind of wholesome, almost altruistic spin on it, but it falls entirely flat when the actual content is him going, oh, you're poor? This is how you live? Oh, ew. Oh! There's even a fucking scene in there where he goes to one of the classrooms and he pulls out his phone and basically just flexes on him saying, like, I have the entire world's knowledge at my fingertips.
They are not only from school, they are online from the phone. They can access all the clever minds. I said this because only 10% of the population has access to the internet. I left the class and felt inspired.
This scene is a particular flavor of Goofy that you don't see that often. It's Goofy mixed with delusion, a very powerful alchemy. If you pay attention to the clip, you can see the teacher give him a really confused look as he pulls out his own smartphone, and Phidias like kind of blocks him with Elon Musk's head as the teacher approaches, and then he cuts to a different clip. And so I'm pretty sure the teacher felt a little insulted here because Phidias is treating everyone there like they're stupid, and it seems like the teacher approaches him with smartphone in hand to just let him know, like, hey, we do have technology here, you don't need to act this way towards us. At least that's the impression I get. Anyway. I'm focusing too much on this video in particular. I'm just using this to showcase why I haven't liked Phidias, even before what we're about to talk about today. So this video was labeled as poverty tourism, where Phidias went to this country in order to use everyone there as props for his content to make money off the back of all of it. Half the video is spent saying how cheap everything is to the people's faces. There's also scenes where he goes to where people live and he's noticeably disgusted. It's a bad video, but there were arguments made that it came from good intentions. I don't agree with that. I think Phidias is a narcissist, and his entire intention here was just maximizing views, and spending 100 hours in the poorest country as some kind of YouTube challenge I think is completely tasteless. But the reason I mention that is because what he's done today has no arguments in support of Phidias. What he did today is going across Japan for free. That was his challenge video. And fundamentally, it's him just filming a series of crimes that he commits in order to go across Japan for free.
I'm going to travel across Japan for free against these 3 YouTubers, and the winner gets $10,000. So I ask a stranger to give me some money. Oh my God, I love you.
I'm not going to go through the whole thing because you're going to get the idea pretty quickly here. It's not just him doing it. He roped in 3 other YouTubers to be accomplices in the crime, which apparently in Japan is a pretty serious crime from everything I've I've read, the refusal to pay for the services of public transportation is treated as a pretty serious offense, more serious than this face I'm about to make. So you know that it's not something they take lightly. I've also read from a couple of sources that they're considering like an actual investigation into this situation, though I don't think anything's 100% confirmed there. But regardless, what he has done is still illegal. Now, in the beginning here, he asks a stranger for money so he can pay for the bus. I guess that counts because he's not using his own money, thus he is still traveling for free.
To go down, so hopefully he doesn't ask me to pay.
Get off?
Yes.
680. Yeah.
6.
80.
No.
80.
No.
Police.
No.
Come on, police station. 80 yen.
Because I was 80 yen short. In the police station, they started interrogating me and they took my phone away, so I couldn't film anything.
Good lord, even the brain worms inside of his noodle must be in agony. When his neurons are firing, it just produces nothing but trash. The clout-poisoned mind that this guy has is so impressive, I think it actually deserves to be studied at some point. Just taking a peek at his frontal lobe and his thought process would be insightful. He gets detained for 5 hours in Japan, and the number one thing he was concerned about is he wasn't able to film it. I don't know how you even end up that fucked up. That is so degenerate and so embarrassing. He said the police eventually let him go and covered the 80 yen that he was short. So I imagine they just got unbelievably annoyed with this goober and said, enough is enough. We can't take the headache any longer. Get the fuck out of here. We'll cover it. Just leave us alone. So they send him on his way and he immediately goes and commits a series of crimes.
So the police already knows me, so I'm going to disguise myself. Now, being disguised, I'm ready to sleep in the train. This is my train, so let's hope that nobody gets me. And now it's time to teach you how to get the train for free. So I'm entering the train, and I will find the toilet and go straight to the toilet. Here is the bathroom. I will just lock myself the whole time in the bathroom.
Man played Assassin's Creed one time and thought a hoodie up would solve all of his problems. It'd just be the perfect disguise. All the NPCs around him would forget that he exists as long as the hood's up. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. He beeline straight to the bathroom in order to ride for free all the way to his destination. But it's the bathroom. People are going to need to use that at some point, so we get some knocks on the door, and it starts to cause a little bit of an alarm from the authorities there that something is awry. You know, either this man's taking the biggest shit of all time, or the shit just took him. Or, the most likely explanation, this is a guy who's riding for free. He's breaking the law right now. So the authorities wait for him to get out of the bathroom.
So I came to my destination now. I think he is waiting for me outside. And I was right. He was just waiting to catch me. So the only thing I could do is to pretend that I'm sick. When I sat down, he released me, and immediately I started running. But he called the police, and they are searching for me now. We're definitely getting in trouble here.
So the officer's got him in like a WWE lockup here. He's got him, caught with his pants down, and eventually Phidias wiggles his way free and says that the cops were called on him, so he's trying to beat them to the next train so he can continue his crime spree. Now, I'm going to break the magician's code here and just speculate on something. I think this part is probably faked. I think it was real that he didn't pay and wasn't planning to, but when he did get briefly apprehended by the authorities there, I think what most likely happened is he paid for the ride he had just experienced and then is only pretending that he ran away from them. I don't think even he is stupid enough to try and evade arrest like this. You would actually have to be one of the biggest fucking idiots on the planet to do this and also film it. I just can't believe that there's enough whippets in the world that you could hit that would damage your brain enough to think that any of this is a good idea. But he is a YouTuber at the end of the day, which means he probably is just fucking dumb enough to really do this and think that it's smart, all while filming his entire crime spree.
So there are ticket inspectors on this train, so I'm hiding in the toilet. This is stressful, I'm not gonna lie, it's just getting to my nerves.
Luckily, the train has arrived before the police could find me. Again, we're going to do the same method. Toilet. I can't believe that this is real and not a movie.
It'd be the most boring movie ever. I just think the whole concept of the video is dog shit. Traveling across Japan for free isn't an interesting concept. You can do anything for free. I'll just go ahead and spoil it for you. If you want to be a criminal. Right now, you could go to the store and get a 100% discount off any item if you just take it and run. It's not like they've come up with like a clever plan or anything remotely interesting or entertaining. They just go to the shitter on the trains and sit there until they reach their destination. That's it. It's so fucking lame. It's just committing crimes. All you are doing is committing crimes and recording all of the evidence of what you've done. Assuming, of course, it's real, which you never really know for sure. I think there's a good chance that all of this was real, but I also think there is a chance that it's fake, where they did just pay for their trip and pretend that they didn't, though in the beginning I am confident he did actually just try and exploit the kindness of that Japanese person who gave him money for the bus, and then refusing to cover what was missing and then spent 5 hours in the police station. All of that I think was legitimate, but I think there is a chance that all of the free train rides were faked. Because I really just can't imagine a world where this fucking goofball ran away from the authorities after he was caught in the bathroom after not paying. So that's just my working game theory there, but regardless, it sucks. This guy sucks. And speaking of exploiting kindness, I really just can't stand the way this guy interacts with the people around him. He treats all of them like they're NPCs. He really does. So a lot of the video is spent hitchhiking towards the end, where they're all getting like different rides from different strangers to where they need to go. And all of the people giving them the rides are absolute sweethearts. And Phineas in particular films all of it, of course. And just the way he talks to them makes it sound so condescending. Like he speaks to them like he thinks they're stupid. Like that's the impression he gives off, that everyone that he interacts with is beneath him because they are props to him. And I can't fucking stand it. He pinned a response to this whole thing by saying, "Hello, beautiful people. I apologize to the Japanese people if we made them feel bad. That was not our goal. From now on, I am going to make more research to the cultures we go to and try to prevent this from happening again. I love you all." Actual 0 out of 10 response here. If this was a YouTuber apology tier list, this would be the biggest, fattest fucking F I could ever give. What are you talking about? You need to do more research on the cultures you go to prevent this from happening? Every culture in the world, this isn't legal. Even here in the States, too, you can't just do things and not pay for it. I mean, you can, but you are breaking a law. You are a criminal. It's not like this is a Japanese-specific thing here that was just a, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't do enough research on the culture. This mistake could have happened to anyone.
There is a checkpoint. All of my competitors in this challenge, they are amazing YouTubers, and I put all their channels in the description. Go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm getting closer.
This actually just made me giggle. Actually gave me a hearty belly laugh like Santa Claus here. Because he says, "Oh, all my competitors, amazing YouTubers, check them out, they're in the description." No, they're not. They're not in the description. Imagine being some of these 3 YouTubers that just broke bad here, went down a life of crime for the sake of this video, and still just don't even get your channel in the video itself. So you have really no way of easily finding them. They actually got nothing out of it except a potential criminal rap sheet, perhaps. That is the worst end of the deal. Phineas, I guess, gets some juice out of it, which is funny. They get less than nothing. I also went back to the intro of the video just in case maybe I missed it somewhere. But no, he just says, "I'm doing this against these 3 YouTubers," and puts arrows to them without any mention of who they are. And then they all split off and run away. So there's no telling who they even are. They actually just got erased from this. That is how much of a narcissist Phineas is. He couldn't even bother to squeeze their channels in somewhere after they committed crimes for his video with them. That is the cherry on top of this shit cake. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. Hey asshole, I've got 2 important questions for you. How far would you go for a sponsorship? And how far would you go for YouTube views? Would you crash a plane? Would you commit a felony? Huh? If your answer to that question is no, then you're a pussy and a coward. Take it from my man Schwarber, who recently possibly crashed his plane on purpose for the sake of a viral YouTube video, which was also a sponsorship deal. It's a pretty wild story and one that I've been following actively since the day it was posted, which was about 13 days ago now. So, just to break it down, I'll go ahead and play some footage quickly. An extreme YouTuber named Trevor, who's known for doing extreme shit like piloting, parachuting, skateboarding. I swear to God, this dude will finger blast your girlfriend while hitting a kickflip. He recently posted a video called "I Crashed My Plane," and in the video, he takes his friend's ashes and says he's going to spread them over his favorite mountains. But while on the flight, something goes awry. The engine stalls, and he immediately abandons ship and just bails out of the plane. It honestly looks like in a video game when you press the wrong button when piloting, you just like accidentally jump out. And then he makes sure to get his GoPro and selfie stick ready so he gets some awesome footage of him skydiving basically from the plane that is inevitably going to crash. And while watching this, it seems like a scene right out of the Power Rangers movie from the early 2000s with Ivan Ooze, where the Rangers skydive, but they're hitting like all these gnarly tricks on a surfboard. That's the exact same vibe I got from this part. And then he parachutes, he lands, and then he hikes up to the crashed plane to observe the wreckage. And you can see it's completely totaled, it crashed into the side of the mountain, and then he's just kind of talking about it and then hikes back to civilization. Now, I watched this on stream last night. That's twitch.tv/moistcritical. I stream every day. Come stop by. It's the only stream guaranteed to get you laid. I'll put a link in the description. And while watching it with chat, we were just kind of going over everything, and then I watched a video that kind of talks about all of the things that are wrong with it. I'm no pilot. I'm really fucking dumb when it comes to aircrafts and everything, but there's a lot wrong with the video that the actual pilots have pointed out, and a couple of them that I'd like to just mention right away is almost no pilot flies with a parachute. That is very alarming for most pilots to see, apparently. And even he himself never flies with a parachute. In all of his other videos, he's never wearing one while piloting. He also doesn't really try to do anything to solve the problem. When it stalls, it also stalls at a very convenient cruising altitude. And instead of trying to actually fix the problem, he just immediately bails out. And as another YouTuber pointed out, it's very suspicious that while something has gone wrong with the engine, we never see inside of the cockpit. All the cameras, like there's 12 cameras on this fucking thing. It's like a goddamn complete 360 video basically of all the camera coverage, but not a single time while the engine is apparently malfunctioning do we see anything in the cockpit. We only get the outside exterior shots of him about to jump out. So that was another very suspicious thing. A couple other pilots pointed out weird things that they noticed in the cockpit itself before everything goes wrong, and just so many things that make this video very suspicious. Seeing a YouTuber crash the plane for views? Yeah. I actually saw that the day he posted it. Someone sent me an email. Yeah, his name's Trevor Jacobs, the guy who crashed his plane. He still got it up, too. Oh, he turned off comments. You coward. Oh, you blew it, Trevor. You blew it. Yeah, so this dude... I mean, I'll let it win. These are some bees. So, to break it down, well, you know, let me just let it play and then we can go over it. I watched this the day it was posted, though. I was on the forefront of this drama. Why, though? There's a couple of theories. Most people think he did it just for the sponsorship, since it's a Ridge Wallet sponsorship. So he wanted it to have good views, so that way he'd get other sponsorships from them. Like, oh, look at how well this video performed for us. That's like the leading theory. But then the other theories is just wanting the attention. That insatiable appetite for some updates.
What's happening? How's it going? My name's Trevor Jacob. Super grateful he'll be joining us.
It says in the video the engine fails. Okay, so I can already see people coming in here like, no, Charlie, this is completely legitimate. So let's go over a couple of things, and I'll play the corresponding clips. So it's around right here, where the engine stalls. Everything's gone wrong. Catastrophes happen. Every pilot's worst nightmare, next to like getting hit by an anti-air missile. And his first instinct is to jump out of the plane. He doesn't try and fix anything. He literally just leaps immediately, which is quite literally, from what I understand, the last thing anyone should ever do as a pilot. There's a whole checklist of things they do before even considering this. And also, no pilots fly with a parachute normally. And neither does this guy. He only flew the parachute in this video and this video alone. All the other videos of him piloting a plane, he is not wearing a parachute. I love the way he exits the plane, though. And luckily it stalled at a nice cruising altitude. Dropping tilted towers. Yeah. Another thing a lot of people pointed out is while he's falling, you can see a ton of places that he could have potentially landed this plane. I'm not a pilot, so the reason I never even bothered talking about it is because I don't know fuck all about it. There were people a lot smarter than me that really dissected this and pointed out all of the bullshit. And this is a felony, crashing a plane on purpose. This is a really big deal. So obviously it generated a lot of waves in the actual community of pilots. So again, he never wore a parachute when piloting any of the other planes that he has flown in. Yet he claims that he always wears one, which is just a blatant lie. That's why I always freaking fly with a parachute. No phone service. Yep. So this was obviously a big deal. I saw it when it happened. But there are so many things wrong with this. There's almost no realm where this is legitimate. Unless, of course, he quite honestly is the worst pilot to ever live, I suppose.
So Trevor's airplane that you normally see him flying in.
With no parachute?
Red and white experimental airplane with the tail number. You can tell, like, it's very obvious this is a plane.
Guy jumped out of his airplane like he reached the map limit.
Clearly,
that's cute.
We've got Santa Barbara and Santa Ynez.
Man, he's so lucky it didn't just miss the mountains and crash into a town. Like, holy fuck.
And then, it does seem like the numbers have been painted over or obscured in some way, though, because you can never get...
Why would that help his case, though? If you can't see the numbers, why is that helpful to him? Because they can't track the flight. But how does that help if they can't track the flight? Can't they just watch this and pretty much plot the flight like this YouTuber did? I don't see how it's not. I don't see that how it helps him though. There's no room for speculation. I mean, I guess, yeah, I suppose. It just feels stupid because if he's gonna film this whole thing, he should obviously know that they can find his course. He shows him leaving the airport, and like that's probably if 4chan can find Shia LaBeouf's flag in the middle of fucking nowhere by airplane routes and constellations, I'm sure the FAA could probably figure out where this dumb asshole was going and what mountains he crashed into, considering there was only 2 possible locations nearby. Oh my god. What am I looking at? Fuck. Oh my god, Jesus, fuck. We're in the mainframe. That's another thing I noticed. The actual pilot community is, for some reason, like the most respectful and nicest community of all time that I've ever seen on the internet. Like in the comments before you disabled them, all the pilots that knew this was bullshit, they were like, well, there's a lot of inconsistencies in what I'm seeing here. I'd like to trust you, and I think against my better judgment I will, but here's everything that's clearly wrong about everything here. And even this guy's video, which is basically an exposed video, amounts to him just saying like, yeah, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's probably just, about a lot of weird things happening. Yeah, plain people just seem super nice. And this exposed video is so big brain, I couldn't even understand half the things he used to debunk the was cracking bullshit. For me, I knew it was garbage when someone said it to me, and the first thing the dude did was just bail out of the plane like it was fucking GTA. He tried no troubleshooting at all from a cruising altitude where he had plenty of time to at least try and like restart the engine or like glide it to a landing nearby or anything. He's just like, yep, fucking out. Peace. And then he has also one of the worst actors I've seen in a minute when he's like hiking through the place. He's like, freaking, oh my gosh, the freaking universe just saved me. The freaking universe is so good. This is why I always freaking parachute. I wonder if he's actually going to say anything about this at any point. I would imagine probably not. But he's kept the video up. I wonder what's going to come from it. Again, it's a serious crime. Like a very serious crime. Low-key terrorist attack. I mean, it is, yeah, it's not super wrong. He just bails out of a plane and lets it crash. It could have crashed anywhere. He had no control over where that thing was going to crash, nor who was in the area nearby. And as we just saw in the last video, there's like a whole town that's not far from these mountains. And by not far, I mean they're literally right next to these mountains. Now, I didn't mention this on stream, but it's something I thought of right after ending stream. If this video didn't have the plane crash, then what was the purpose of the video? It's basically just a video of a guy flying his plane and then landing it. I guess the draw of the video could have been spreading his friend's ashes, but that's a very personal thing and not exactly like a viral piece of content. And Trevor's channel is full of nothing but extreme moments. Like all of his piloting ones have like scary stories or taking people up that are very afraid, and it's all very like exciting stuff. Whereas if this video didn't have the plane crash, it's literally just him flying and then landing. And this has a sponsor on it. Sponsors typically want to be on a piece of content they're confident would perform well. A video where Trevor just flies and lands isn't exactly going to be something that really fucking pops off in the algorithm or anything like that. But a plane crash, well, that has the potential to really get wacky, and especially for a sponsorship, it'd be something they'd be confident in doing well. And I'm sure Trevor would have come up with a plan to make the content more exciting, considering all of his other content is like over the top, whereas this one would have just been flying and landing. So it just seems really out of character, and there could be merit to that argument where because it was a sponsorship, Trevor felt like he needed to do something bigger, so he came up with this plan of crashing the plane. Again, all of this could be completely genuine. Maybe all of this is real, the plane really malfunctioned, there was no saving it, so he bailed out. But with everything pointed out by the actual pilots in the community, as well as everything they were able to uncover, it seems unlikely. It seems more like this was a stunt to generate views and interest in his channel and content, which is pretty fucked up if that is the case. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this. That's about it. So yeah. The goofball finally admitted it and is facing real repercussions for his reckless, ridiculous, stupid stunt of crashing his plane for YouTube views. I'm about to blow a kazoo right now to celebrate. It feels so great. Now, a year ago, I made a video talking about a situation with a YouTuber named Trevor Jacobs, who made a video, a sponsored video, by the way, where he took off in his plane wearing a parachute, which is unusual for a pilot to just have a parachute strapped on him, as I understand it. And while flying the plane, he's like, oh, jeepers, Jiminy, Christmas, something's gone wrong. We've lost the engine. And he has like 9 different GoPros set up, and then he just bails out of the plane like he had just accidentally pressed triangle in GTA. He just ejects from the plane and parachutes out with his selfie stick, of course, making sure to get all of the right angles. And then the plane just unpiloted free flies around and then eventually crashes into a mountain. Now, the reason I put an emphasis on the sponsored part of this video is because that played a role in his motivation to crash this plane for views. He said it was part of the sponsorship deal, so I imagine he wanted that shit to bang. So in his deranged little mind, he cooked up this unhinged idea of crashing his plane on purpose and parachuting out. Now, it's extremely dangerous, obviously, because he had no control over where that plane was going to crash. You know, it's not like he's the weather master. He wasn't on the ground doing some kind of fucking sacred wind dance or air bending to make sure the plane crashed into a mountain with nobody around. And even then, there could have been a hiker on the mountain or anything like that. But also, there's a town nearby where it crashed. So what very well could have happened is the plane could have just kept going, gliding, and then eventually being like a fucking terrorist attack on that town with the plane crashing through a business or a house or something. Just from top to bottom, the absolute dumbest fucking idea a pilot could ever have. And everyone immediately knew that something was fishy here. Everyone immediately pinned exactly what happened, that this was a planned viral stunt. Because in the video, you know, when shit's hitting the fan, he's like, ah, zoinks! It's all going awry. He made no attempt to fix anything, correct anything. His first instinct was to jump out of the plane with a selfie stick filming him and the plane behind him, and then parachuting to the ground. And also, everyone immediately called out how fucking weird it was that he was flying with a parachute strapped to him already to begin with. That's not normal. That's not something most pilots do. So all of the red flags were immediately being tripped. Everyone was sounding the alarm that this was a planned ejection and viral stunt to crash the plane for the sponsor deal. And now the Johnny Sins of pilots is fully admitting it. He's just taken all the egg on his face. He is squealing. He's currently pleading guilty to the obstruction of the federal investigation by cleaning up the site of the crash. This is in reference to Jacob going out of his way to make sure that he gets the wreckage and destroyed it himself, which you obviously can't fucking do, especially with a high-profile maneuver like this. Fucking crashing a plane. So it just goes over the situation here. So he's in a plea agreement, and he said that he filmed the video as part of a product sponsorship deal, and he's looking at a potential 20 years in the slammer for it, which it sounds about par for the course. Honestly, it's just lucky no one fucking died doing this. Again, he had no control over where that plane was going to crash. This could have been an unbelievable disaster, even more so than it already was. So he agreed to the plea deal and one felony count of destruction and concealment with intent to obstruct a federal investigation. He reported the crash to the National Transportation Safety Board, who said he was responsible for preserving the wreckage. According to the plea agreement, Mr. Jacob later claimed he did not know the location of the site, but he did, and returned by helicopter and secured and removed the wreckage, which he later destroyed. So he's expected to make his initial court appearance in the coming weeks, and his pilot's license was revoked last year. All this for a drop of YouTube attention, potentially 20 years in prison because you're a starved little clout goblin who needed your fix. You needed your belly full. This has to be one of the most degenerate, terminally online ideas I've ever seen cooked up by somebody to not only reach a position in your life where you're like, I'm gonna crash my expensive plane for views on my YouTube channel, but then and then try and cover up all the evidence. I don't know how anywhere along the way he didn't stop and think, wow,